Yeah, I've taken a full box, this full super off today and given them a clean one, and they're sort of starting to fill the second one they had. Much, I saw a bit of cat brood, but not like whole frames of it, and I didn't see many larvae, but I did see the queen, and they got true brood boxes. To be honest, it's kind of handy if you've got a second person when you're pulling apart all these boxes, but you know, I'm sure professionals know how to do it. But anyway, so I got to get out of here before the bees find the honey. And in fact, looks like the dog has found the honey, so let's get out of here. Go on, Pearl, come on. You might ask, why is she sitting on a steel deck with no cushion? Well, it's because she did all over the back of the truck. Put the honey on the bottom. I think this is the last big one here, is it?
I haven't even looked at the black frames.
Yeah, guess what? Guess what, guys? As per usual, black frames, bees hate them. All the other ones love them. Black, hate them. Hit us up in the comments if you know what we're doing wrong. Why will our bees not build on the black plastic foundation? Hey guys, thought I'd give you a bit of an update. It's been a little bit over a year since I got the block, and I thought I'd just do a video. Everything I've learned in the last year, really. It's actually been quite a journey. When I first got here, I thought, oh, I've got to get these paddocks sprayed out and get rid of the thistles and all the daisies and all the weeds to turn it into a traditional farm paddock. But actually, in the last year, I've started to appreciate that all those weeds, they actually really thrive when grass doesn't, when the land's not that good. So it's not particularly good here in terms of like how good the soil is and the amount of nutrient, and I suppose the biome or the biodiversity in the soil, it's very poor. So actually the weeds can do a lot better than the grass, and plus we've started keeping bees, and even though I planted a lot of trees and flowers that are supposed to be good for bees, what I've found is that the only thing that likes those is the bumblebees. They've really hit all the bee mixes, but it's actually the paddock weeds that the actual honeybees love, and they have just cranked out so much honey this year. I think we've got 20 litres so far. You know, they're halfway through building up a third super, but I think I'll leave them. I won't take any more off those bees, although I won't have enough for winter. But what else have I learned? Actually, the biggest problem with planting trees is stopping the grass from choking them out, the grass and weeds. So if I just turn the camera, this is a totara, and of course, who doesn't want a totara? It's such a beautiful tree, but you can see it's a real struggle. I don't know if I can just go back. It's a real struggle just to actually keep their heads above the grass. And when you go to weed eat, you end up accidentally knackering your trees as well. So I know we all love to think we're going to grow these big hardwood trees, New Zealand natives, and it's going to be amazing, but actually that's not how nature does it. Nature starts with first generation trees, and those are the ones that can actually compete with the grass species. And all your slow growing hardwoods, they're the third generation bush, and I've been trying to plant them and they just haven't been going that well. So I think my advice to anyone who was trying to do this is start with your fast growing ones, because those are the ones that will get their heads above grass. And you'll lose way less of them. Me and Megan must have planted 1,000 trees, and really a lot of them I think we've just lost. Now my thought was just chuck a bunch of trees in and go for it, but I think if I was doing it again I'd probably concentrate on perhaps getting slightly bigger trees, slightly bigger seedlings, and spend way more time mulching. What I noticed is everywhere I pulled the turf back thinking it would stop the grass growing around the trees, they did worse because the ground dries out. So yeah, mulching's the key. Big holes, lots of mulch. I just used 100mm auger in a lot of places, and those trees have hardly grown at all because it's just basically a 100mm hole of potting mix and clay. Anyway, I'll show you the ones that have done really well. Just turn it around. So here is the tree lucerne, which is a real fast grower and a nitrogen fixer, and you can see this one here. These are 6 months old, and they've managed to thrive where really nothing else has. So yeah, and tree lucerne, it just grows high and then it falls over on its own. So I'm actually thinking if I was doing this again, I probably would have planted these 3 deep to try and get some canopy closure, and then planted maybe manukas after that. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. Keeping bees has been a lot of fun, but it's also been a real education, because, you know, we always think of farms as a monoculture. You know, like get back to the one type of grass you want or the one plant you do want, but it's been amazing to watch the bees, because first they were harvesting, you know, pollen and nectar from the dandelion, which typically grows in wet ground, so that's spring around here. And then the dandelion started to grow off, and I thought, well gosh, what are they going to have now? But then the dandelion came up, and then the lotus came up, and then the clover came up. So actually the bees were able to get a decent supply of nectar and pollen for the whole summer so far, and it's because of the diversity. So it would have been a real mistake to spray out for paddock weeds.